One of the main reasons that we all invest in property or might be looking to invest in property is so we can get capital appreciation. You want to be looking at areas that have got massive plans for expansion that are going to push the property prices up. When you're purchasing off plan or you're purchasing a brand new development, you need to make sure you check out the past history of the developer that you're going to be working with. Here at Redmayne Smith, we've got a 30-page checklist of the due diligence process that we take out in a developer. What I'm now going to do is give you a checklist of what you need to check out before you make that purchase. So the first thing that you need to do is check out the area. Now, area is going to depend on what your budget is. If you've got a big budget, you can maybe go into one of the major cities. If you've not got such a big budget, you may want to be looking at a smaller rural town where it's a lot more affordable. Now, what you need to figure out is the growth that's going on in the area. Every major city has got a 10 to 15 year growth plan, because what you need to make sure you're doing is you're purchasing in an area that's got huge plans for growth. One of the main reasons that we all invest in property or might be looking to invest in property is so we can get capital appreciation, which means with the development plans of the local area pushing up your property price. So if you're in an area that doesn't have huge growth plans, it might have already topped out in the growth, you don't really want to be investing there. You want to be looking at areas that have got massive plans for expansion that are going to push the property prices up. So it's not just the capital growth that you want to be focusing on, you also want to be focused on your monthly cash flow, getting the rents in every single month so you can get paid. Now, what I always look at is what areas do not have enough properties to house the amount of tenants within the area. So let's just use Manchester for an example. By 2025, Manchester at its current rate is going to have a shortfall of 50,000 homes, which is incredible. So what's going to happen to the rents in the area? Well, supply and demand. Since there's not enough properties for tenants to stay in, the landlords are going to be pushing the rents up. So in an area like Manchester, you're going to be achieving high capital growth and high monthly income. So number two, you need to make sure that you're checking the analysis. A lot of people just look at how much the property costs, how much rent they're going to take in. What they don't actually go and sit and figure out is how much is your mortgage going to be monthly? What insurance have you got? Have you got ground rent? Have you got service charge? Because you need to deduct this from the rent that you're going to be achieving. So make sure when you're doing the analysis, you just don't focus on the top line figure, you do your costings, and that's going to give you your net income every single month that you can take home as profit. So point number three, understanding the due diligence that you need to do on the developer. When you're purchasing off plan or you're purchasing a brand new development, you need to make sure you check out the past history of the developer that you're going to be working with. Here at Redmayne Smith, we've got a 30-page checklist of the due diligence process that we take out in a developer. We want to understand what builds they've done before, any issues that may have arisen. We want to look at the quality of the build, not just when it's finished, but also 2-3 years later to make sure it's sustainable. We want to make sure they've got security deposits, so if anything does happen, your money's completely safe. So there's multiple things that you need to do when working on off plan, when you're working with any new build property, to make sure that the developer you're working with is reputable. Because listen, guess what? There's so many Bob the Builders out there that don't really know what they're doing. So it's up to yourself and myself here at Redmayne Smith to make sure we've done the due diligence and we're working with good, quality, reliable builders. If you're enjoying the content so far, I'd love to invite you to a complimentary webinar where I'm going to be sharing top tips, top secrets on how you can create more wealth and investing in the correct types of property. Click the link below, register your details, and I look forward to seeing you there. So let's make sure we round this all up so you know going forward how you can analyse what's a good deal and what's not a good deal. Number one, make sure you check your numbers. You have to understand what monthly payments are going to come in, not what monthly payments are just coming in, but what monthly payments are going out. And you also need to understand how much capital appreciation that your property is going to achieve within the area, because that is where you make the money. Point number two, you need to make sure you check the area. If you've got an area that's got huge development plans and there's a lot of money getting ploughed into it, this is going to force the capital appreciation of your property and you're going to make more money. If you go to somewhere that's not got big aspirations and they're not putting a lot of money into it, the property price is probably going to rise, but they probably stay a little more stagnant. And number 3, making sure you're working with trusted developers. There's so many cowboys out there. You need to make sure you do diligence, you do your checklist, you see what quality of the properties they have done. Speak to people that have bought properties from them before, so you make sure you're buying something quality that's sustainable and that's going to last. And these are the 3 key points that you need to check before you make the property purchase. So I hope you enjoyed the content. I hope it's given you some top tips so you can figure out how to purchase the correct type of property. Now, if you've not already, please make sure you hit the subscribe button so every time we deliver more free content, you get notified. Hit the like button and please do not forget to leave comments. I'll be in there replying to you specifically. So I look forward to seeing you again.